Hello everybody, this is Fronto Bob here, and welcome back to Train Simulator 2, where today we'll be taking a look at the newly released Horseshoe Curve route. Yes! Another American route for Trainz, but this one's a pretty big deal, as we have, what's this, a real world route that people will actually be familiar with. Yeah. Um, so yeah, Horseshoe Curve is a route that, of course, needs no introduction. I'm sure all the American rail fans will know what this route is all about. Yeah, it is now here in Trainz Simulator 2. Yep, a real-life American route has made its way onto the Trainz mobile verse, and it just happens to include lots of different engines and rolling stock here. So then, let's take a look at everything that you get here in the Horseshoe Curve route here in Trainz Simulator 2. But before we do that, be sure to check out my Fiverr gig. Link is in the description. Alright, so starting off here, we have the Norfolk Southern Dash 9. Yeah, Dash 9 unit. I think we may have had this unit before Union Pacific livery, as the other one decided to disappear for some reason. Oh, there it is. But here it is in the Norfolk Southern livery now here in Train Simulator 2. Let's take a closer look at all the details. I think this model is actually a bit of an older one. Doesn't look as nice, but it's here nonetheless. And it looks alright, all things considered. So yeah, Norfolk Southern Dash 9, numbered 9746. Let's take a look at the cab. And it's got a cab interior, which you will probably seen before. Although this cab interior actually matches up pretty well with the front windscreen. So, oh wait, never mind. It slopes down. Okay, never mind. It doesn't really, but whatever. Anyway, horn time. And we have the good old Trainz horn and bell sound. All right. And up next we have the Norfolk. Now this looks like the exact same locomotive. Oh, hang on. Oh no, yeah, it is the exact same locomotive. So this is the Norfolk Southern Dash 9 TS2 version, which, like I said, like I just mentioned, looks exactly the same as this other one here. I'm not sure why this one was included because, like I said, it's pretty much the exact same version as the other engine. So I don't really know what the difference is here. As far as I can tell, it looks exactly the same. Cherry cab. Oh, but wait, what? Okay, first of all, this this cab is way too high. What? Wait, you can see over the locomotive in front, even though in this view it's clearly blocking the view. Oh, that is funny. Okay, well for this one, okay, so it turns out that the exterior view is the same, but the interior view of this engine is completely different, and it looks like the interior view of the Norfolk Southern Dash 9 Trainz TS2 version, I think, is actually the cab that the Dash 9 actually uses. So wow, with this one we actually get a cab that is actually correct to this locomotive. Okay. And the cab itself doesn't actually look too bad either. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's okay. Yeah. Very nice looking cab. Well, not the best, but it's okay. Although the cab, like I said, the actual cab view, it's way too high. Like you can see, like it towers over the other engine in front of us, which is not realistic at all. But otherwise, it's not a bad cab. As opposed to the Trainz, the 9746 version, which uses just a regular one. Let's see if the horn and bells are different. No, it is not. Horn and bells is actually the same. All right. Well, there it is then, the Norfolk Southern Dash 9 and Trainz Simulator 2. Up next, we have some Norfolk Southern rolling stock. This here is the Norfolk Southern Coil Car DES. So we got the HSC, which I assume stands for Horseshoe Curve. Yeah, it says for use on the Horseshoe Curve, which, well, this is the Horseshoe Curve route, so yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Decent looking wagon. Just take a closer look around then. Yeah, there you go. Norfolk Southern Coil Car. Next we have a Norfolk Southern 55-ton hopper, which I assume can be filled with coal and maybe other things. Maybe I should have actually shown that since I actually have the ability here in Trainz too. But anyway, here it is, the 55 ton hopper as it looks without a load. Pretty nice looking asset, actually. Look at that, all the details. I like the way this one looks. The camera would stop changing the other wing, you're not on command. Norfolk Southern Railway Company, look at that, yeah. Nice looking wagon. Okay, now we're gonna change over to this guy, which is, yeah, we have a big one. The Norfolk Southern 61-foot wood chip gondola. Okay, not sure why it's called a gondola, it's more of a hopper car. But yeah, load wood chips only. Now, there's actually an asset that we've actually seen before in other add-ons, although I think this is the first time that it's been in this black, all-black Norfolk Southern livery. Yeah, pretty basic looking thing, but I like the livery at least. Alright, and finally in this contest we have the 89-foot auto rack tri-level in the Norfolk Southern with the Norfolk Southern logo. This is number 802232. Ah, nice. So yeah, we have another auto rack here in the world of the Trainz 2. This one's in the Norfolk Southern livery. If we take a look at the inside, we can. And yeah, this thing has 3 levels, so you can carry 3 levels of cars in here. Pretty cool model. Alrighty, up next we have some Conrail stuff. First up here we have the Conrail SD40-2. Yep. Pretty nice model, actually. This is one of the better models here in this add-on. I like this one a lot. Yes, very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, I guess I didn't show the roof of the Norfolk Southern exit, but there you go. But here's the roof of this guy, which looks really impressive. Alright, interior. Okay. I think we've seen this interior before in other locomotives, but here it is again in this one. Doesn't look too bad, actually. And horn and bell. Once again, the generic horn and bell sound. Okay. Alright, now we got some Conrail cars to go with it. First up here, we have the 4-bay hopper. 4-bay hopper Conrail 892286. That's this thing. This model looks a bit rubbish, but yeah. Yeah. Alright. Up next, we have the 40-foot boxcar in the Conrail livery. Brown. Yeah. Look at that. Next, we have another 40-foot boxcar in the Conrail livery. This was number 23176. This one is in a slightly different shade of brown, so it's not the same thing. Oh, come on. Yeah, look at that. And finally, we have the 54 hopper high 3-bay Conrail 2. Yep, pretty. Yeah, actually, it is a pretty high bay. Wow, that, or I say pretty high. It's actually pretty low. Look at that. It hangs right down to the rails. Not sure if I've seen that before. Alright, so we got some more engines and rolling stock to look at. First up, here we have the Norfolk Southern C30-7. Okay, this is a pretty old looking model, but here it is. Okay, that the bogie looks pretty dated. Yeah, it's one of the more dated models in this add-on, but oh well. 16 interior cab. And oh, looks like he used the classic GP40 cab. And horn and bell. And not surprised it uses the default sounds. Alright. But up next we have some roads that actually looks a bit better. First up we have the TTX Husky Stack 53. Yeah. This one, of course, you know, you would be able to put a container load on it, but I just left it empty for now. Up next, we have a DS tank car, number 34270, gallon oil LTD. No, LLT. Here it is. Pretty nice model. Yeah. Up next, we have a 50-foot boxcar AA number 6015. This was a more basic looking model, but yeah. And finally, the TTX center beam flat 1. So we get a center beam car on this end as well. So we pretty much get every different type of freight car in this add-on, which is pretty cool. Alright, and finally we have a couple more locomotives in the Norfolk Southern livery. This first one here is the ET44AC locomotive in the Norfolk Southern livery. So here it is then. Much nicer looking model than some of the other stuff. Look at that. This one's got some detail. Yeah, look at that. Norfolk Southern. This was much more detailed. Look at the roof. It's covered with stickers and stuff. A lot of detail in this one. Very impressive. And even the cab interior is unique to this locomotive. Look at this. Yeah, so this is a pretty nice cab. Very nice cab indeed. Look at all the details. Yeah, I'm trying to show everything here because it's a very, very detailed cab. But yeah, a lot of stuff in here. Alright. Horn and bell. Alright. Alright, well, we finally came up with a locomotive which has a unique horn and bell sound. In fact, you know, this is probably the one I should have shown to start with. But yeah, the ET44AC. One of the better models here in this add-on. And finally, we have the Norfolk Southern GP38-2 with AC unit. Yeah, I guess got air conditioning at the top, which is cool. But yeah. Yep. Come on. There we go. Yep, there it is. GP38-2. Horn and bell. Another one with a unique horn and bell. There you go. And interior cab, we're doing it a different way this time. And once again, a unique cab. Alright. Look at this. Yeah, lots of detail on this one. You have a back window so you can, you know, if you want to draw this look backwards, you can see through the front and the back. Gauges. A lot of stuff here. Yeah. Alright. And I believe that is everything. That is all of the locomotives and rolling stock they get with the Horseshoe Curve route here in Trainz 2. So now, let's zoom out so you can see the entire route. So so I've started out the video actually in this yard here, which is next to Altoona, Pennsylvania, which, well, it looks pretty impressive. I guess I gotta give you a quick sneak peek. Also, for some reason, the draw distance to this route though isn't that good. So I don't know what's up there. But yeah, there is Altoona, Pennsylvania, and of course it goes up the mountain like so, and there it is, the Horseshoe Curve itself, which we'll get a better look at once we do the scenario. Winds a little bit, and then it ends off here at the Crescent Road Park. So it's actually not as big of a route as I thought it was gonna be. You know, I thought it was gonna be like 30 miles long or something, like kind of a recreation of the Horseshoe Curve route in like Trainz and World or something. But no, this is it's not the biggest route in the world, but yeah, this is the entire route. Yep, the entire Horseshoe Curve route here in Trainz and Laird 2. All right, well that covers the route and the locomotives and rolling stock, as everything's all disappeared because the draw. For some reason the draw distance on this route isn't the best, so I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, that is everything you get. So now let's go do some driving. Alright, so here are all the scenarios I get here in the Horseshoe Curve route. You have boxcars transport, center beams, rescue service, and wood chips. And the scenario we're doing today is the boxcars transport one, which is the shortest of the scenarios. So it's only, I think this is only just a simple 20-minute run throughout the entire route. Yeah, so task today is to pick up some boxcars and transport them via the Horseshoe Curve. So yeah, this route, this scenario will take us across the entire route, so we'll be able to see everything. So yeah, let's get to it. And we are in, so instruction, pick up the boxcars now. Alright. So you're arriving in the GP38-2, so let's go look over some custom motor sounds. Yeah. So we were starting at the top end of the route at the Crescent thing. Yeah. That's definitely a horn. Oh, we got McDonald's. So yeah, the Horseshoe Curve route in Train Simulator 2. This is something that I never thought would happen, and yet here it is. Although, like I said in the when I was explaining things, I was expecting this route to be longer because so the Horseshoe Curve route has actually been in train simulation games like multiple times by now. So a 1950s version of this route actually came out way back in 2011 for Train Simulator Classic. Yeah, so that version actually came with a bunch of Pennsylvania Railroad equipment because, you know, like I said, this route came out back in 2011, and came out back in 2011, but was set in the 1950s, so it had a bunch of PR stuff. Then this route actually, came out several years later, back in 2022 or 2021. I think it was 2022. This route then came out for Train Sim World 2, as it was known at the time. That was a present-day version of this route featuring Norfolk Southern equipment. Yeah. So this route, basically you can get this route for both the Dovetail Games Train Sim, Train Sim Classic. I get a 1950s version, and then Train Sim will get a present-day version. This route looks to be set, although yeah, we do have some Conrail stuff in here. So this route looks to be set maybe in like the 1990s, possibly, based on we still have Conrail, but Norfolk Southern was also a thing at this point, so. Although, didn't Norfolk Southern supersede Conrail? I think, yeah, no, they did. Yeah, Norfolk Southern superseded Conrail. Yeah, once. So this one might have been based in the 2000s. I'm not too sure. You guys may have to educate me on American train lore. But yeah, so, although both the Horseshoe Curve route for the Dovetail Games train sims, those were pretty long. I remember the Train Sim Classic version was about 30 miles long. It went between Altoona and I'm not sure where it ended, but somewhere further the line. All right, please enter a couple of boxcars. All right. Yeah, and then the Train Sim World version was actually even longer. That went from Altoona to some of the locations I forget, but also it included a branch line which brought the land to 16 miles. Now. That being said, though, the Train Sim routes are notorious for being pretty small routes, so I guess I'm not too surprised this is all we get, but for some reason I was expecting more. Oh, we're actually trying. Okay, I thought we were. Okay, things are still weird. But still, though, I am pleased that this route is, here in Trainz 2, because this Horseshoe Curve route is as something else I mentioned in the intro bit. this route is something of a landmark here in Train Simulator 2 because this is really the first time that we've gotten a American route for Trainz Mobile that is based on a route that people will actually be familiar with. Because the thing is about most of these Trainz routes, right, is that either they're fictional routes or they're real world routes that are based on really obscure lines that only like American rail fans will actually know about. This is this Horseshoe Curve route. This is really the first time that we've gotten an American route based on a real world route that people will actually, people will be familiar with. I think that even non-American rail fans will know what the Horseshoe Curve route because the Horseshoe Curve route is ultimately one of the most well-known American routes, well, in the world. I mean, well, of course, people mainly know it for the Horseshoe Curve because the Horseshoe Curve is the main attraction here. But the route that that is a part of, I mean, yeah, it's pretty well known. And I think ultimately, the reason why the Horseshoe Curve is so famous is just because just a lot of rail traffic goes through there, so it's a hotspot for rail fans, and they actually have like a little, some buildings and stuff there, so you can just go to the Horseshoe Curve and watch trains. And actually, something that I guess I should say is that I, Freud de Bobman, have actually been to the Horseshoe Curve before. Yeah, on a family trip back in 2013, we were going to Michigan, and on the way to Michigan, we decided to make a stop in Pennsylvania on the Horseshoe Curve route because I figured, well, why not? It's on the way, and I'm a big rail fan, so I figured why not go check out the Horseshoe Curve. We actually went there twice. Actually, I went to the Horseshoe Curve the first time on our way to Michigan, and then we visited the Horseshoe Curve again on our way back to Rhode Island. Alright, well, I'll bring that boxcar out to the station. Okay, looks like now we're just gonna just go and take the boxcars to back to Altoona. Yeah, so when we were there, we actually visited the main train station at Altoona, because they actually have a railroad museum there, so we decided to take a quick look at that. But then, of course, went to the Horseshoe Curve itself, which was pretty cool as well. We actually have some footage from that, so maybe if you guys really want it, maybe I can upload some footage of when we went to the Horseshoe Curve back in 2013, or something. Yeah. Now that being said, though, in case you're wondering why I don't go to the Horseshoe Curve more often, the Horseshoe Curve is still a long way away from where I live, so it's not like I can just go to the Horseshoe Curve whenever I feel like I make like a day trip. It's just too far away. But let's see what happens, and maybe I'll be able to visit the Horseshoe Curve route again someday. Maybe if I go on another trip to Michigan, or maybe if I go somewhere else in the Midwest. I'm actually looking into going to Chicago next year, so it could happen. We'll see. Chicago's also in the Midwest, so I might make another stop to the Horseshoe Curve. We'll see. But for now, we get to enjoy the Horseshoe Curve as it is here in Train Simulator 2. But Horseshoe Curve is actually a pretty cool location. So if you live close enough to it, like in Pennsylvania, I would definitely recommend going to the Horseshoe Curve. Or maybe if you're, traveling in America and you just happen to go through the state of Pennsylvania, you're a rail fan, again, give the Horseshoe Curve a visit. It's pretty cool. And the cool thing about the Horseshoe Curve is that's a place where you can do some rail fanning and also not be at the risk of getting told off by some security guy. You know what I mean? And there's a replayed train of these darker looking Conrail boxcars, which is kind of weird that we're Norfolk Southern engine and we're pulling Conrail boxcars. But yeah, I'm guessing this route is set around the time when I guess Norfolk Southern was taking over from Conrail. Because in case you don't know, so you may be aware of the absolute abysmal failure that was Penn Central, and Penn Central was doing so badly that the U.S. government actually had to step in and fix everything, and that's how they formed Conrail. And then Conrail fixed up all the problems that was occurring with with Penn Central, and Conrail actually became profitable after a while. And then eventually, Conrail became so profitable that it actually became a privateer company again, and some routes were taken over by the Norfolk Southern, as well as Norfolk Southern, Norfolk and Western, and also CSX also took over some of the freight routes from Conrail as well, and both of those companies still exist today. But, there are still some, freight cars here in the Conrail livery, so I guess that this route that we're driving in, right now is set, I guess, in the late 90s, early 2000s, or whenever Norfolk Southern was formed, and they were taking over, you know, well, I mean, they had already taken over from Conrail, but of course there was some stuff in the Conrail livery because this was still, I guess this was, during the transitional phase when everything was being repainted into the Norfolk Southern branding. So we are now, yeah, we'll just look at the yard, so we still have a bit of a ways to go, but yeah. And yeah, I believe this is taking us all the way to Altoona, so yeah, now we can just sit back and enjoy the route. But yeah, Horseshoe Curve, pretty cool that this route is now here, in a Trainz mobile game. So something else I guess I'm going to talk about related to Trainz, and I finally discovered the Trainz Discord server. So shout out to everyone who's there in the Trainz Discord server. I actually had no idea that was even a thing. I didn't even know that Trainz had their own Discord server until one of my other viewers actually came in and pointed out, oh, there's a train going backwards for some reason. Yeah, Norfolk Southern train, look at that. They're facing backwards. Oh, that's intentional, but that's kind of weird. That's got the coal wagons. Cool. But yeah, I found about the Trainz Discord server through a viewer of mine who actually entered my own Discord server. And I was actually able to have a, meet with the, I say meet, be able to have a little chat with the guy who I guess runs the news and stuff with the Trainz mobile games. And I guess one thing that's worth mentioning. So the Horseshoe Curve route here in Train Simulator 2, this route is going to come to Train Simulator 3 eventually. So for those of you who, I guess, normally want to get into Trainz 2, since Trainz 3 is a thing, but you want to have this route over at Trainz 3, this route will be coming to Trainz 3, but not for a while. So I figured that for those of you who still play Train Simulator 2, I figured I would make this video for you guys. I was actually hesitant to make this video at first because I was like, well, this route might come to Trainz 3 at some point, but it has been confirmed that this route won't come to Trainz 3 for a while. So if you guys really want to play with the Horseshoe Curve route like right now, and you don't want to wait for the Trainz 3 to come, then it's now available for Train Simulator 2. I should have probably turned on the headlights. Yeah. Let's come through a, I don't know what this is. I guess in terms of how much I played of the Horseshoe Curve route, I do have the original 2011 Railworks version downloaded, but I've never actually played on it that much. Yeah. Although I did drive on the main line though, over in the Train Sim World version of this route. And there was actually a lot of traffic on that Train Sim World version. I like the timetable on that one. Although I personally don't really care for. Oh, hello. Look at that. Coke advertisement. Yeah, let's go through the tunnel. Yeah. Full clip every part 223 glazing. Interesting. But I'm actually liking this route so far as well. Yeah, so it's got a lot of rolling stock. And the route stuff actually isn't that short. I think it's like 10 or 15 miles something. So, I don't mean, for some reason, I say for some reason, I was half expecting to be, basically a recreation of the Train Sim World version. But it's a bit short of that, but that's okay. You still got a decent amount of stuff, and for the $5 price tag that you pay for this route, considering all the locomotives and rolling stock and the rolling that you get, $5 isn't a bad deal this time. In fact, I think I can even recommend this route. Like if you're a big fan of Norfolk Southern and the Horseshoe Curve, or maybe just the Horseshoe Curve, then yeah, I think this route's a pretty good deal. The only thing is, I'm not sure how much Pennsylvania Railroad content is here in Trainz 2. So let's see if you want to, run trains, run Pennsylvania Railroad trains out here to pretend like it's the 1950s on this route. I'm not sure if you can. I believe it's PRRT1 is available for this game, but I'm not sure what else is here, so yeah. But for now, we got Norfolk Southern cargo equipment, which implies, I believe, this route at sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, oh, so let's go to the Horseshoe Curve, actually. Yeah. All the... Yeah, I don't know what's up with the draw distance. It's kind of wonky. There we go. Let's get another freight train. Yeah, there you go. Got a couple of Dash 9s hauling a train of the hopper cars. Yeah. Oh, this is actually loaded with coal. Well, there you go. Although this route is still pretty long by Trainz mobile standards, most of the routes that we get here in Trainz mobile are pretty small. This is, one of the few routes with some decent length to it, and you actually drive for a while without stopping, which is pretty cool. Oh, that train is hanging way too far over to that track. Ready to go good. Another train. This time with the wood chip cars. And we had a couple C30 that have locomotive facing the correct direction this time. Nice. And upper full of wood chips. So, not much I could say though, a lot of greenery around here. Although this is the Northeast, which is, I think like the greenest part of the whole United States. And we are now... Okay, not quite there yet, but we're getting close. Yeah, one of the issues that I've noticed with this route is the draw distance is a bit worse than other routes. I'm not sure if that's a setting with this route or maybe something got messed up with my iPad settings. I'm not too sure. I guess it's worth mentioning. This is actually the first time playing or doing a Trainz video since I updated to iOS 17. So I don't know if iOS 17 may have messed things up or if that's a Trainz issue. Not sure. Speaking of which, yeah, it's actually been a little bit since I last recorded a Trainz video. But the main reason why I decided to get to go on a little bit of a break with Trainz is because, well, it's mainly because, Train Simulator 2 has become a bit of an issue because, it seems like anytime I review a non-American add-on here in Train Simulator 2, it doesn't get that many views. So I'm pretty much stuck with American routes only, but then there's in the case of American routes, that, released for Trainz 2, but then they just get released for Trainz 3, and then I can't record the train, I can't do a video on the Trainz 3 versions because, I already got views in the Trainz 2 version. Yeah. So it led me to a bit of a conundrum, like, what Trainz video should I do? But then I decided, and for a little bit, I figured rather than do a Trainz video, instead do some Train of ATS stuff. Yeah, just this past week, the final Train of ATS video of 2023 was released, which is the part 2 of scenario number 14. And a couple weeks from now, there's gonna be the return of Train of ATS 3. When I'll be uploading 4 episodes in a row of showing the I guess the bits of Train of ATS 3 they can do once you get all the scenarios done. But regardless, here's a new Trainz 2 video, and I got a new Trainz 3 video planned for next week. Anyway, no, we're getting close. Also, that's quite a sharp turn. And we're actually almost there. There's a little train, I guess he's waiting on a red. Alright, but we are almost there. We're about to enter the valley. But I believe that next marker, okay, it's not set at the Horseshoe Curve, but it's close, so yeah. Here we go. Yep, here we come. They're there at the Horseshoe Curve. Oh, there's a train. Plus, he also stopped. And here we come. This is going through. I'm actually going to use this opportunity to get a closer look at the Horseshoe Curve route. Look at that train started up. Yeah, we're going to have a train meeting going through the Horseshoe Curve. Well, that's what the Horseshoe Curve is famous for. Oh, it's whistle board. Yeah. And here we are then. The Horseshoe Curve itself. Look at that. Okay, so this will be a locomotive here. I don't know why that's missing. And also missing the funicular that runs between this building here and the bit where you can get a good vantage point. But there you go. That's the Horseshoe Curve. Yeah. So our entire train's just boxcars. All right. And now we're not far from Altoona. Yeah. Yep, in fact, we've never driven most of this route. I guess one way to fix distance is say you just go ahead a little bit and then go back to your train. Or maybe it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, it seems that every time I go into the map view, it kind of unloads the stuffs. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why the draw distance is actually Not that good on this route. Yeah, I don't know if that's a setting or something, or something route. What do you guys tell me? Alrighty, well, as we're continuing down the hill. Okay, right, it's a bit of a ways to go to Altoona, but we're getting there. So this route is mostly freight trains. You know, all headed by the Norfolk Southern. I should say that. I'm not sure if CSX runs some trains through here. Not sure. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But I do know that's mostly Norfolk Southern. Um, Although there is a daily Amtrak service that runs through here, being the Amtrak Pennsylvanian. Yeah, Amtrak Pennsylvanian runs through here. On I think it's a daily service or bi-daily. I'm not sure. Which is a service that actually starts at New York Penn Station in New York, and it runs along the Northeast Corridor up to Philadelphia, headed by an 8664 locomotive. And they attached a P-42 engine to the front there, and then that train actually then runs up the Keystone Corridor and beyond through the Horseshoe Curve, and actually all the way up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So yeah, that train basically offers a direct connection, you know, between Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, then goes through the Horseshoe Curve, all the way to Philadelphia, then continues on electric, all the way to New York Penn. Yeah, there's the road there, which is, yeah, that's what we actually drove on to get to the Horseshoe Curve from Altoona. It was pretty close to the track. Well, not much left to say about this route. But I do think this route is pretty well detailed. I mean, you got a lot of trees and everything, bushes, so yeah, pretty well detailed route. And very good rolling second here as well. Well, it seems the entirety of this route is 30-mile-per-hour speed limit, so you know you're not gonna be going that fast along this route. But considering the amount of curves that they run this route, 30 miles per hour isn't so bad. At least you're on the move the whole time. One other thing I like about this route, actually, now having driven on it, is I like that there's basically no speed limit change. Like, once it gets up to 30 miles per hour after you leave the yard, it stays that all the way to the end. So if you drive an easy mode like I'm doing, you can just set it to a certain percentage and then just let the train do its thing. Oh, so we have a Tecker train. Yeah, another C30 consists. Yeah. And let's say we're getting close, about to re-enter some more civilization here. In fact, the yard is now just up ahead. So we have a crossing here. Not sure if that's a quiet zone, but I figured I'd blow my horn there anyway. Yeah. Oh, the gates are broken. Yeah, here we are. About to arrive here in Altoona. So that road has a intersection, but then a road that doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, there we go. The Horseshoe Curve, a recreation of a real world route that I'm sure most rail fans will be familiar with. Because again, usually with these American routes, it's either a route that's totally fictional or a route that is based on a real world route, but it's so obscure that not many people know about it. But this time we do get a route that people know about. Horseshoe Curve. The name just kind of just sells itself. All right, now we're entering, the more busy part. Oh, that road there. Just gonna pull into the yard, but first we can, pass through the main part. Says the station. Oh, I've just realized something. This is a rail bridge. Oh, yeah, because this bridge that's here is actually supposed to be a walk bridge, so people can walk across the bridge. I actually stood on this bridge while I was in Altoona. Yeah. Well, it seems for this Trainz version they used a rail bridge, which I have no idea why. I don't know why they couldn't just make a proper walk bridge asset, but yeah, well, alrighty. Well, now here we are about to pull into the yard. Alright, now we're back to where we started the video. Okay, a little bit late though, so better mention not to overshoot that. We are pretty much at the end of the route, but I'm gonna get a 5-star score. But yeah, that's what we just drove through. That is the entire route. So it's basically the Horseshoe Curve separated by two different rail yards. But yeah, if you've always wanted to run freight trains up and down the Horseshoe Curve in the world of Train Simulator 2, now you can. Stretch it on a bit. There's more freight cars here. Oh, hang on. What is this? This is an abandoned rail shed. That looks interesting. Also, for some reason, this road doesn't go much further. Like the bumpers are like right outside right outside the yard here, that's not realistic. In real life, that line does continue on to, not sure where, but it does continue. It doesn't just stop there. But here we are then, Altoona, Pennsylvania, and the end of this scenario. There you have it. So there it is, the Horseshoe Curve route. Come on, where's the score? There it is. Alrighty, and yeah, we're gonna get a perfect 5 out of 5 star score. So that is gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.